The Nerlin Nerds podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Pulpery Media presents Nerlin Nerds with your hosts, Brock and Ben. This is where we discuss the pop culture topics that interest us and those minor details that irritate
all
us.
the wrong decisions.
I fucking love watching him in a panic. Like, he plays that, like, I'm still in charge, but I am freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
And he's got people calling him on it now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and knowing what she's trying to do to get over here to stop it,
Right.
which is, that's got to open a whole nother can of fucking worms.
Oh, yeah. I was
So
trying to
she-
remember. I found it when I was looking over Tim Robbins' IMDb. I got to go back and find it again, but where it was like a scene that he did that it just reminds me of like his whole character in Silo, where, like you said, it's somebody who's
Hudsucker Proxy?
oh yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But it was another one, but it's that thing of like where he's freaking out, but he stays really calm.
Right.
Which was, I mean, it's...
But he conveys that he is still freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, so like the character he played in Mystic River, which he won an Oscar for, is like that. But it was his character in High Fidelity. He was Ian Raymond, the boyfriend of his ex-girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes.
You know, he's the dude who listened to world music, had
Yes.
rings on his fingers.
Yes.
But there's like it's in that sequence where they play out like all the different ways that John Cusack would beat him up.
Oh, yeah.
But he's just like, but there's a point where like you can tell like he's walking in and he knows he's like really uncomfortable. And Tim Robbins has this tone to his voice. I know I'm like fucking going meta on it, but
That's
I was like,
Robbins.
yeah. When I saw him in Silo, I was like, oh, he sounds like something I've seen him in, and it was like
He's really good at that.
Yeah, of like, which of course would be like you're the boyfriend of like a guy, essentially an ex-fiance,
Right.
and you go into his place of business to do conflict resolution and being like, oh my god, I'm fucking freaking out, but I have to outwardly sound
Right.
in control. And,
He
"Oh,
does...
Hey, how's it going?
And he's doing shit like this. Like,
Yeah.
he's got a new shadow now, and
Who is apparently a oh no. Oh, it's the Stargazer guy.
Correct.
I'm thinking the new
head of judicial.
Right, yeah.
Commons.
replacement. Yeah.
Yeah, so much shit's moving.
Well, and not
So
like
we'll do Common first. Like, his wife helped them escape
correct. Yeah.
behind Common's back. And I understand why.
Yeah.
Because at the time...
She's the chess master.
I wrote it down somewhere, and I think I wrote it down last week. Like, she, for working both sides, because you've got, the mayor, Tim Robbins, and you've got, like, the deep down, mechanical...
Right.
Starting an uprising. I love the fact that they were so smart that they took the farm. They went just high enough to take the farm. Perfect.
Yeah.
Because their food had been poisoned.
Poison. Yeah.
Anyway, they're in the middle. Why are you still showing the Rangers on the fucking TV? Worst team in hockey. Higher up, then they're playing the middle, knowing that shit's going to go bad either way, and we need to work behind the scenes to stop it. And she knows both sides, and he knows judicial. We've been talking about it since season 2 started, that he's made his face turn at this point because he had his meeting with Tim Robbins.
Right, and like fucking let him have it.
Correct.
Which was, and I mean, it makes sense. It's like, I mean, you're the shadow of the head of IT. He
was like for 20 years or whatever it was.
Yeah, like, I mean, essentially, I was your bitch for 20 years, knowing that I should be in your shadow. I should be in the vault.
Nope.
And it's like, and you give it to some rando
Right.
who knows nothing
Because-
about the inner workings of the silo.
Exactly.
But
But again, another quick decision on the spot mistake. And he always like, oh, they're playing right into our hands.
yeah,
With, sending fucking signals and shit. But he keeps getting... It's got to end with him dropping his nuts down the entire silo and it exploding. Like,
well, I mean, or at least at this point, is you're talking about like with Common and his wife, they know enough about how everything works.
exactly.
That because remember, Tim Robbins is still only the interim mayor.
Right. No, he hasn't been sworn in.
Yeah, or he hasn't been
whatever.
elected. Yeah, he's still.
Oh, right. They're
like,
still
temporary-
talking about that. I thought it had been established that
Well, I would assume, yeah, at this stage,
it's under wartime.
yeah, or
So
it's like martial law,
right.
yeah,
Exactly.
and so
Which below 120 it is.
correct, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's where again, yeah, like Common can handle the upper floors, and his
Right.
wife apparently knows how to deal with the deep down.
Yep.
So they're going to be the power couple that.
Yeah, they're
Which-
the negotiators at this point.
Yeah, so eventually it would either be like probably Common, their thing is they eliminate Tim Robbins, Common becomes mayor, she becomes head of judicial, and they work together.
That's a perfect world.
Yeah,
That's not happening.
or it could be flipped in that he stays head of judicial,
And
she becomes mayor.
Now what's going to happen, Juliette Lewis? I love the fact that, like, for deep down, like, she's the rallying cry.
Yeah,
Which is why she's trying to get back anyway. The love affair, not love affair between the two, the head of mechanical,
and some and
And-
his
and his sidekick,
Yeah.
his lover at this point now. Fucking awesome.
yeah, it's funny how they work in like a sitcom trope.
Right.
Of like two people who are clearly in love, but then are pissed off that they're in love with
Why'd
each
you
other.
kiss me? I didn't kiss
Kiss
you.
you.
You kissed me. Oh shit, hold on.
Who walked in at that point and was like,
It was like
it
the
was,
mother who I was.
I mean, like she's like,
Shut up!
"Hey, what are y'all doing a bit?"
Yeah. But
No.
yeah, just something else to throw in there where it's like kind of campy, but not really.
yeah,
Um,
ease a little tension,
right,
that's been
because
building.
everything is just like, oh my god, and it's so claustrophobic.
Well, and the one person we forget to, because it's been a slow burn,
Right,
is the new sheriff.
that's where I was headed.
Yeah,
And the first thing I want to say is his condition apparently doesn't exist anymore.
yeah, it's what, like psychosomatic, yeah.
Or since he hasn't been taking his tea
Herbals,
or herbals forever, maybe the herbals are what was giving him his condition.
Interesting. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
And that were so but like who prescribed the herbals? The doctors?
I don't know.
Is it like the birth control pills? Like
Probably.
they
They have,
pick certain people
correct,
and give them
and the other ones
yeah.
get a placebo.
yeah.
Um,
Intriguing.
but their investigation is leading somewhere too, because they're going to have to eventually show up and be like, and they did.
yeah,
Yeah, you did. Be like, hey, wait a minute, we've got something going on down here.
right. But I mean, remember, like he radios up to Tim Robbins, going like, "I've caught the suspects."
Oh, right.
And, like,
At
where
that
are they?
point.
I'm not telling you where they are.
After his investigation,
Yeah.
where he's slowly learning all the shit from the people in the deep down. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this isn't what it looks like. It isn't what it looks like. Okay, now I'm going to wait until I know what it looks like,
yeah.
and then we're going to go. Real quick, the rebellion. These motherfuckers. remember they had those things where you threw the guy up in the air and a rubber band popped off and it slowly came down to the ground?
Oh, you talking? Yeah, when they did like the confetti bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they engineered that.
Yeah.
Shot it up with gunpowder, parachute, and then on a timer, probably when the parachute opened and the door opened, with propaganda.
Yeah.
propaganda from the sky. And then I was thinking, like, that's all got to be handwritten. They don't have a printing press down there.
Yeah.
It was a lot, man. Somebody went to fucking work.
Well, I mean, I think, yeah, in part that's the benefit of having the engineers on your side. And then also is that it seems like the Deep Down is unified.
No, they're
in full.
and organized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As if they're like a union.
Imagine that with the power. Which, again, they showed.
Yeah.
And then they were manipulative with it. Like, they shut the power off everywhere except where Tim Robbins' floor was on.
Well, but
And then waited and then turned it off.
No, because I think, that was Tim Robbins' explanation of it.
Right.
But I think what he's trying to circumvent is that the vault has its own power source, as we see with Zan Solo.
Right.
Like essentially that whole
I didn't even think about
Silo
that.
51 is all powered down, except for like he's got everything he needs in the vault. The vault has its own power source.
I believed his story.
Which of course, like you probably, I don't know why you would. That dude lies all the time.
I know, but I wasn't thinking that he was standing where the vault. I mean, and they said it, but I wasn't going, oh yeah, the vault's got a separate power source.
Yeah, and you probably find out that like it's probably like nuclear or something like that.
Yeah, it's
like,
clearly something that has been running. Did you see the fucking electronics in the vault?
It has an AI, so it
Right.
has to have a constant power source.
And the processing power on this motherfucker, like nuclear. Nuclear.
It was very it's.
There's no power lines anywhere.
I keep coming back to referencing the movie Sneakers, but when they finally showed the vault, I was like, oh, it's when like Robert Redford goes into Ben Kingsley's office, and it's at like the futuristic like furniture with like neon lights in between.
Yep.
But then you're going like it's all about the information. Like they were,
right.
That movie was ahead of its time.
That's all it's about. Like
who controls the information?
Exactly.
Yeah.
State media is terrible. Like if we're going there,
Yeah.
state media is bad. It really is. But so back to Zan Solo. So if you think that or infer that the vaults are the same, and this motherfucker's been in there for 30 years
Yeah.
with nothing to do.
Well, apparently he has nothing to do other than read.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, too bad he didn't get into figuring out ciphers like Stargazer dude
He
did.
was a kid. It was
Yeah.
Moby Dick and
Circuses.
right circuses. You know, and like I don't know. I hope they have like freeze dried meals, like MREs or something, like in space they give you after a hurricane.
He just gets a bunch of those strawberries you used to get when you went to Huntsville.
Right, exactly. Yep. Or he was like Mark Watney in The Martian, and he like planted a couple of potatoes
in his own
and his
turds.
own shit. I mean, he had all of the necessities at his fingertips.
Yeah.
He just needed to know how to ask Google, because
well, he had it. Yeah.
the Shadow on the other and Silo Prime was like, what do I do?
You just ask the AI.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, going back to that, maybe he was growing his own herbs and made his own antibiotics.
That's what I assumed when he said that.
I mean, that's some powerful alchemy there, though. Like that dude's like level 100 in
I was just
Skyrim.
see if you walked into that in Skyrim.
Yeah.
Think about that's the first thing I thought of too. I was like, I'm going to learn every single one of these.
Yeah.
All of them.
He's
and
got,
only use 12.
He's playing with mods.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he's doing.
Well, he won't be able to get any trophies, but at least he'll dominate the game. The following segment has been brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. The Nerla Nerds podcast is a production of Pulpery Media, produced and edited by Ben Grimion. Marketing by Brock Ryder. Graphic design by Beck Ryder and Ben Grimion. Music by the Heisenberg Compensators.